70 spies are starting to squeeze. Hopefully everyone's feeling well. My name is Scott, the Chief Strategic Officer at TPLive.com. Can you see me? How many fingers am I holding up? Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad we're pretty prepared. Yeah, I tried to give you guys some pre thoughts and then post thoughts and some levels to navigate. And if you look here at the chart of the spies, I posted it prior with some thoughts, and then obviously after. 413.72 to me was a big level. Right now, we are trading at 414ish. Does it mean you could run and jump and buy the spies now? You actually had some chance. You had some chance when the numbers came out. We were up about $1.50 while everyone's debated what was going on, and then you had a push. And now we have to see, do we hold above? Does tech continue to hold? What should we do? Some were yelling at me yesterday for holding some positions still into an event like this, but like I said, I am not saying just, because just is a bad word. Everyone has different thresholds for pain. I have seven accounts. Three of them are long term. They have nothing to do with T3. One of them is my 401k that I do every month. One of them is my wife's blood in the street account, and one of them is my wife's 403b. And then I have the 529. So those four. But then I have my active account that I try and day trade, my swing account that I try and hold things that I'm committed to that I could trade around and that I don't want to miss. And then I have my options account, and then I have a box account that actually makes my gains bigger and makes my losses bigger. So actually 8 accounts. And I have a whole life insurance policy that I've been paying since 35. Lots of different ways to approach the financial markets in a way to save for college, save for retirement, create cash flow, and laugh and cry. So anyway, with that being said, hopefully for those of you who are new to the Alpha team, one of the things you are learning is that really to be successful, you have to have consistency. Every single day, do the same thing. Oh, what did Quinky think? There's my green drink and there's my ginger drink. What did Quinky think? I did the 6:30 club. What did Quinky think? By 7:30, you already have 10 charts, the sectors, high beta tech, and then some one-offs. And then I do the video, and little by little, every single day, you do the same thing in the same seat. But you do it like you like it, right? You got to be like, hey, Alexa, play Rob Bass. It takes two. Why do I listen to music? Some guys like, what's going on here? I didn't sign up to listen to music and 80s rock at 7:40 in the morning. I'm like, well, I'm just letting you know this is what I'm doing. In the morning, I'm listening to music. I'm not listening to Kramer. I'm not listening to CNBC. I'm going through my charts. I'm giving you if this, then that, if this, then that, and things that make you in a good mood. Because sometimes it's hard to be in a good mood because the action can drive you to drink. And with that, I'm going to do a shot. Tomorrow, maybe we'll do a shot of something else when we do happy hour. But for today, in the morning, 9 o'clock, we're doing a shot of ginger. Whoa. Woo! What? That one had a lot of cayenne pepper in that one. Right? Whoa! I can handle it. That's like a triple shoulder rub. My eyes are tearing. Yeah. That'll wake you up in the morning. Anyway, oh, there goes Google. Wasn't it nice to buy the different options yesterday? By the way, am I on here? Can you guys see? Hello. Yes. No. Oh, you guys stop. Sorry. Anyway, let's lower this. So what do I have on right now? What I've been managing and why? So you guys can see what I have on. So all I did this morning was quickly add to Apple when it was only up 70 cents. I did put on some Palantir. I also have options on. And I trimmed a little Amazon. And I have a few things, working. And on Google options also besides Google on. I probably should have bought the spies, but I was too busy trying to do content and do charts and what's it called? Participate / What's Kramer doing that? And just get everything out there. Part of my job is to make sure that I could disseminate information to you guys, in a clear, transparent, consistent way. So sometimes it has me trading less because again, I have the chief strategic officer hat on. I have my trader hat on. I have my media hat on. That's why on Monday people were pissed. Why weren't you doing the recap? Why? Because I drove into the city and I was on set with Liz Clayman and I had to do my media side of it. So I try and do a little bit of everything. Everyone has their own schedule. Some of you guys have a different job. You just trade in the morning. Some of you do a bunch of different things. We all do what we do, to get things done and do it in a way where we can execute with confidence. So anyway, um, so the spies are above 413. Okay, next spot really is 417.60. If we hold this 413 area, there's kind of a void here. Do we get there today? Maybe. The Qs right now are, let's see, are we above 323.76? Here we are, 324.54. Look at that. Oh, right, 323.76. We're above that. Probably on our way to 334ish. So the Qs are helping. And there's, what's good about this tape today is a lot of things happening. I know DeVito was telling us that he bought X amount of this CVNA yesterday. Went from red to green. It's up to $12. Some guys who took UPST with some kind of lotto spread made money. Some guys who are trying to play Apple, Amazon, Google are doing okay. There's a lot of little things happening. Gold is still acting fine and held where it had to. Anyway, this CVNA. By the way, I have a lot of these charts up when I'm trading intraday, but I do make most of my strategies off the daily charts, and then my intraday charts help me manage them. Manage them. Anyone know who Mickey is? One of the best managers in the history of movie cinema. Okay, so anyway, and here's ARK. ARK's kind of interesting. ARK is up 72 cents above this downtrend. First time in a while, ARK is above this downtrend. What does that mean? That means there's an appetite for some risk out there. Anyway, so that's good. Yay! We like that. So Google, let's go Apple first. So Apple, still no man's land. Apple right now is up $1.45. And yes, I did take some into the CPI because I am committed to it, and that was my thesis to be a little smaller. And I did add some, and it's up 75 cents since then. It's not so bad. Active fast, and yes, guess what? If we were to get above and stay above 174.30, I might even add up there. That means I wait 90 more cents. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. So if it does get above there, that'd be pretty cool. That would mean there's some momentum. That would mean there's some power. And that would mean you better be careful just rolling up shorts, which is not what we do here. So 174.30, and then you have this gap. I'm trying to do that as a swing. Amazon was the perkiest one fast. Why was it the perkiest one fast? Well, it actually did well yesterday, where it didn't pull in when everything else pulled in. That's why I added at the end of the day. And now Amazon is actually above the 200 day. Look at that. Look where Amazon is right now. Of $1.70, 108.34. I did trim some. This is what? This was going into earnings. So this is 110.86. What's this? 109.48. So if it's on its way to 109.48, that's probably your next spot to trim some. There's a void here now for once to stay up. Pretty nice. Google is up $1.40. You could trim some or hold some. This is 110.15. Yes, it did pull in, and some people are like, isn't that a topping till Red Dog? Why are you still in that? Well, I was buying it in here before it went, added here, and then I sold enough into there that I felt comfortable that I still think that it could work higher if this market's going to be somewhat constructive intact. So anyway, I wasn't throwing smack against the wall and hoping and praying and wishing, because we don't do that in trading. We try and be calculated. We try and define our risk, and now we'll see what happens. Microsoft, they don't have on. Microsoft still, I tried to be extra cute here because people, I don't know, people are, I didn't say what people are doing. So 308.72. which is above 306, below this, still above the 8 day. Like, although we were wishy-washy in here, I was like, but guys, we're still above the 8 day moving average. Sometimes when you get extended from it in this type of tape, it's gonna play around, not just give it to you like that. I probably should have been in it, but I'm not. I was gonna buy Tesla yesterday too, but people yelled at me for being in Tesla the day before when I thought maybe it could hold in. But anyway, now what? I would not be buying Tesla into this strength. It already went above 169.72, 173.80 is the next resistance, and then here's your gap if it wants to really push. I'd say chances are if you're looking to fade something, this was kind of weak in the morning, but stronger in the afternoon. Maybe you could fade that a little bit. Meta was strong early before even the market took off. Now it's up 345. That's good, showing appetite for risk. It's now above this 236 area, which was this was prior lows, prior highs. It's above that. It popped into there, so they pull it back, see if it holds that. So that a lot of things participating. What else was I going to say? Roblox, yeah, that was lower this morning. broken name since the last gap up, gap down, and continued lower. Where's Roblox right now? RBLX. Oh, wow, it's up a little bit. Wouldn't chase it, but if you're in it, you're saved. What else? Politier, 969. If it gets and stays above that, your next level is 1030. It did the weekly chart, thinking, hey, maybe this starts a new active sequence towards 1140 or maybe 14. If you feel like trying to stay in some things, this is in the game, kind of like shop. Actually, look at that. It's a nice move to the 200 day. It was, you sold it at 133. You were able to buy it back down here. But anyway, the gap from earnings is what gave people a barometer of the risk, and then it took that out. Now it's digesting again, just like Uber. Adjusting again. Some people are like, oh my God, it was a trap yesterday. I'm like, it wasn't a trap yesterday. It was an inside day after a big 5 day move. Anyway, I'd wait on UPS to see what, see how much of today's gap it holds, and then you'll know today's low tomorrow to trade against. Something like that. And again, listen, you don't need to be in everything to net money. You don't need to be in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions plus options. You don't need to, you can be in 2 or 3. Or you can be in 10. It all depends on your threshold for risk and what you can handle mentally. Cheers. Hopefully this doesn't get me today. That's refreshing. Green goodness. AFRM, a lot less to move so far. Typically it's good for 10%. Where's AFRM? Yeah, not as good as UPST. Well, not 35 cents, nothing. Okay. Somebody want me to look at Disney, Mickey Mouse. What a choppy mess, Jesus. Guess you have a gap here. It's below the 200 day. Where is it this morning? Up $1, 103.24. What's this high? 103.91. Yeah, not so exciting. IEP, let me take a look. It's funny. Sometimes when I play a stock and I catch a really good move real fast, everybody wants me to go back to it. So what did IEP do on that? Down 4. All right. What did we say? Carl Icahn speaks today after the close.
His earnings were out this morning.
The earnings are out tomorrow. That I know. But
10:30 call.
30. Sometimes it's just not worth it. Like we played this the other day. Well, I don't even remember what day it was. It could have been Thursday. Made good money into Friday. Got away from it. Sometimes you don't have to stay with the sequence. You just catch a trade in a move that is compelling, makes sense, and then you go back to it. It's trouble. But here, I guess This is 33.69, very close to the low end of this. If you wanted to do something, today's Thursday. Say Thursday, no, today's Wednesday. Yeah, if you want, I guess you could buy $40 calls for, which I don't think it gets back to, for next Friday, not this Friday, or buy $36 calls if they're cheap um, for this Friday. And then maybe it goes from red to green if Uncle Carl says something compelling. Other than that, I have no interest. Made my money. Love them and leave them, just like the college days. No, I'm kidding. We never did that in college. You just weren't as committed as your married days. But anyway, we'll see. 33 is an area. Also, let it put it to the low end and then maybe trade against that. Sonos. I love my Sonos. I have a connection to my patio, to my kitchen, and to the living room. Look at that, continuing. I'm not going to chase it now, but it's very slow. It's a swing trade. Like, listen, if you're in a strong market, if we're in a strong market and we continued and we broke above 417, we were working towards 430 and it took 6 weeks, which it might, you'll see me in probably 10, 12, 15 trades. You'll see me start going from high beta tech to other things that are working from earnings gaps that aren't as quality, that are lower level, that you can kind of stay with. So it's names like that that are trending above the 8 day that aren't really a trade. Maybe, it was a trade here when I broke this descending trend line here, and it just continues. Like things like ON, just not a great trade, but it continues. So I've been in those type of trades that I've been just sitting in because none of them have really worked. So now if things have changed, not saying they have, but it seems they might, maybe I broaden out from just these high beta tech names and I start going into some second, third tiered names and maybe even some down names. But I'm not doing it on a 1 day wonder. Let's see what today brings and then let's move on. At this point, though, I'm kind of happy. Um, making good money. Amazon, I didn't even realize how many I had. I bought yesterday, and that's really paying me. Besides a little Google, a little Apple, even acting fast. Um, it's good. My goal this week for me was I had a decent week. I had a really good week last week, but I got hurt on Fed Day. My goal this week was to really net money every day and let it add up and make some progress. And so far, so good. I'm glad today's out of the way. As far as the CPI now the price action could let us know what's next. I'll see you guys a little bit later. I gotta take a few things and get ready for the rest of the day, and I'll be on the radio back by around 9:25. Okay, you guys.